friends, welcome back to the channel. My name's Molly. I'm the founder, owner, operator, everything for Lacquer22, a small nail polish company. But today we're talking more makeup. I thought I would do one of those like, will I buy it, yay or nay, whatever videos for the first time. That sounds like fun to me. I love talking about makeup. So let's talk about the new stuff. Because this is my first time, I'm kind of thinking I'm going to keep it as an indie only conversation. That might change as time goes on, that's okay. But for now, this is just kind of the indie launches that I really want to talk about that have launched within the past month or two-ish. And I have a couple, so I want to give you my thoughts. Let me pull them up, and I'm going to move to the side because that's what everybody does, and I think it makes sense. I think they know what they're talking about. So I will put the pictures up here. Everything that I am talking about, showing you, is from each brand's individual Instagram. So here we go. Okay, so looking at the post that I saved, we have 7 different launches to talk about. The first one we're going to talk about is the Unearthly Spring Magic. So I posted a video with the Fall Magic palette. I really like the color story of that one and was hoping for just a lighter companion palette for spring. Once they announced the name of it, I was like, oh, how fun, love it, beautiful. My issue with this launch, I didn't buy anything from it. I will probably pick up the Pollen Gloss when they have another launch I'm interested in, and I'll just add that into cart if it's still available. The palette to me is too big. I don't like 18 pan palettes. There's something about them that I just can't stand. Something about it just feels very... I feel like every palette that I've seen in 18 palette form like this with the square pans and everything, I feel like it never works for me. I don't know specifically which palettes in my past have scarred me from this layout, but that immediately I was like, oh, interesting choice. I think the color story in here, when they were teasing it on their stories, was really pretty and really intriguing. But seeing it as a whole, I'm bored. And that makes me really sad because I like Unearthly a lot. I feel like the blues are pretty. I feel like the green is just gorgeous. But then we have that row of corals at the bottom. And I don't get down with coral like that. I don't know, something immediately I was just like, oh, I don't like that. Just seeing the layout of it, that truly was my first clue of like, oh, you're not gonna want this. And then seeing the entire color story, I feel like the corals just don't help me, and I feel like the corals and then that little like bottom left corner is just too neutral. And I'm not interested. I don't know. I don't like this color story. The glosses seem really pretty. I really, really, really love a Unearthly gloss. They have such a beautiful feel to them. They're so comfortable and they last quite a long time on the lips for a gloss. And they just feel amazing. So I highly recommend that for you if you've never tried them before. The blush palette, they seem way too pigmented for me. We can tell how translucent I am, and I don't feel like half those shades are gonna look good on me, let alone the glowy blush situation is not my favorite. I prefer a matte, and then I can add a highlighter if I really want to, but even then I typically don't. So I definitely don't want a glowy blush because I'm oily enough as it is, I'm shiny enough as it is. I don't need that as well. It's okay of a launch, it's just not for me. That's okay. Let me know if you got it, what you're most excited about, what you've liked the most so far, but I'm not feeling this one. And again, that makes me so sad because generally I like them a lot, but not this one. The next launch that we have actually launched today as I'm filming this, what's it called? Secret Garden from BellaBeauteBar. I really, really like the BellaBeauteBar formulas. This palette though, we just have another version of a green and pink palette, and it is pretty. I just don't need it. It's not something that's really pulling me in. I don't know. We have another neutral row, which honestly those neutrals look like good neutrals. I like the tones of those. But the pink and the green, like I don't know, we don't need more of that. I feel like calling it a secret garden, it would have been really, really cool if we had those green shades kind of spread around in the palette, and then we just have like our pops of pink or yellow or blue or whatever it is to mimic flowers. I think that would have been really cool visually as a secret garden. But I don't know, the pinks and the greens, I just don't need another palette with that color story, you know? It's pretty though, and I like their formulas. It's just not for me. Now the next palette, this is the Nomad, oh my goodness, Ireland Emerald Isle palette. This launched about a month ago now, I guess a little bit over a month. I think this could have been one of their 15 pan palettes. I think these greens in here are beautiful. I love that they threw in the blue, and then that kind of like orangish red matte as well. That way it's not only greens. I just feel like it's a little bit too much of the same thing. And when I'm looking at this palette, I can't really, I mean, I guess I get why they threw the red in there for Ireland, but I just don't feel like the red fits in very well. As a matte, I feel like the shimmer is a cool idea, like that. I don't know. I was a little bit disappointed in this. I think I'm gonna pick this up more when there's a sale, like a Black Friday or something. I know about their Earth Day sale, but I think even 20% off isn't enough for me personally. I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this once I have it, because I do love a good green shadow, but I just don't like, I don't know, I don't like it enough to go in and spend that $50 for what it is right here, if that makes sense. And that makes me really sad because I really enjoy Nomad. Their formulas are always so great, but that's just not my favorite color story. Again, I feel very, very picky right now, and I don't think I like it. All right, the next launch that we have actually launched yesterday as I'm filming this, and I did buy 2 pieces from the collection. This is the Blend Bunny and Ellis Atlantis collaboration project that they did. I did not know about Ellis Atlantis beforehand. You're gonna hear about this in my whole video once I have the products. I bought the palette and the orange cheek trio. I am very interested in this. The palette, it seems like it's a combo of blends and Noctilucent, which honestly, great combo. Some of the tones in the blends palette are not my favorite undertone, and even just like looking at them in the palette, I'm like, oh, I don't want to use that color because the undertone is weird or funky or just off-putting to me. And supposedly Ellis Atlantis worked very hard to make sure that every shade in their palette is different with undertones compared to any of the other Blend Bunny palettes. So I kind of bought this as like an experiment to see, because I do like a good rainbow palette, and the blends is certainly not my perfect one. So fingers crossed, it's real nice. The orange blushes, I love orange in general. Got an orange lip on. I've got some orangish cheeks today. I'm very, very intrigued with this trio, and I'm super, super happy that the trio came out, because I've been like eyeing Juicy Cheeks from afar for so long since it launched. So I'm happy that I can just buy a trio instead of the full 8-pan. The pink trio looks really, really beautiful too. I'm probably gonna wait till a sale or maybe their next launch or even Black Friday. I didn't think that was necessary for me to pick up right now. I also haven't tried the Blend Bunny blush formula, so if I like the orange one, I'll be more inclined to pick up the pink one at a later date. But it looks really, really pretty. Lash clusters were a part of this as well. Not my jam here. I prefer a strip lash. It's just a lot easier to use. So that's me. And then the Celestial Cheek Glaze, it looks really pretty. I don't need a pink based highlighter. Again, I don't wear highlighter all that often anyway, and seeing how pale I am, any kind of base in a highlighter will show up, so I just figured that wasn't a good match for me. But again, I bought the palette and the orange blush trio, and there will be a video on that up as soon as I can. Again, I ordered it yesterday, so when you're seeing, or while I'm filming it, it hasn't shipped out yet. That's okay. I'm hoping it ships out within the week. They're usually really good about sending orders out pretty fast, but this might have broken their system a little bit because it's a collaboration, so it's a lot of audience. But again, it'll be up as soon as I have it. The next collection I want to talk about is the GlamLite and Kiss collection. This palette to me really looks beautiful. And I've seen some people, mostly Karen Harris, compare this to the Friday the 13th palette. This one feels a little bit more bright and bubbly to me compared to the like kind of murky tones of Friday the 13th. But I really like it. I'm considering picking it up. It's kind of been on my like my want list, I guess, but I haven't pulled the trigger yet. I think it looks really pretty. I love GlamLite formula so much. I think it's really fun that they have a pure white and a pure black matte in here. Their shimmers are always looking so nice. I just think these tones are really pretty, and it's GlamLite. I mean, you can't really go wrong with GlamLite formula. I don't know, super fun. The other things in the collection, so we have a red lip kit with a lip liner and a lipstick. Probably gonna pass on this. I just don't need another red lip. I will say the Ghost Face lip kit, the nude lipstick, is like my perfect warm nude, and I'm considering buying another one of that just so I can have another lipstick. It is my absolute favorite, and it feels really good. I might pick up the Kiss lip kit if it's on a good deal for Black Friday or something like that. I just don't need it right now for sure. Another product in the Kiss collaboration is they're called Stage Makeup Bases, and we have a black and a white. Obviously the Kiss members always have the black and white face paint on. These are meant to be eye bases. I don't use them very often. I might use the white if I wanted to use more pastels, and I would trust GlamLite to make a good formulation, but I definitely don't need the duo with the black. But I'm sure it's helpful for a lot of people. Make brighter colors pop more with the white base, or really deepen it up, have a smoky look with the black base. I do see it being beneficial, it's just not beneficial for me. Next in their carousel post, they have a makeup bag. The makeup bag has lenticular motion because as much as I love GlamLite, I feel like we're kind of overdoing it with the lenticular motion and the makeup bags and having them put together. I fully understand that Giselle, the owner, has been wanting to create makeup bags forever, but I feel like they're all the same. I need a makeup bag. Let me talk. Okay, personally, if I'm buying a makeup bag, I need compartments. I need zippers and pouches and pockets and all the little parts inside so that I can be organized and not just have everything thrown into the main body of the bag. And I feel like everything I've seen of theirs hasn't had that. So for me, it's an automatic no. I think they're really fun. I feel like we keep doing the same bag over and over with different branding, and because of that, I'm a little tired. The Chucky bag that they did, perfectly branded, beautiful. I know some long hours were spent on making that bag. But I feel like the Kiss one, the horror ones, the Scooby-Doo one, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of them are kind of the same thing with different colors, which makes me sad. And then the last thing that they have for this collection is a mascara and a mascara primer. I don't need the duo here. I understand what they're doing again with the black and white, and I think that's cute and very smart. It's just not something that I need. I'm not a mascara person, and I don't need a primer. But the palette looks real cute. Next up is a collection from a brand I've never tried, Melt Cosmetics. I know I said forever ago that I want to try them. They just don't release things I'm super interested in. The Bailey Sarian palette was really pretty, but like not pretty enough to make me go after it. So I feel like that's kind of the theme with them. Anyways, this is the Smoke Sessions 2 collection. We've got a palette, we've got a mascara, don't care about the mascara. 2 metal eyes, which I think is just like really shimmery gel-based eyeshadows is what it seems like in a pot. Not interested in those. Gel eyeliners, not interested in those. And then Smoke Sessions nail decals, don't need those either. So the main thing we're talking about here is going to be the palette. Purple monochromatic palette. Weed themed, that's what you need. I am not interested in this. I feel like I have the Colourpop monochromatic palette. I have the Cosmic Brushes monochromatic palette. I don't need more palettes like this. And you know, honestly, if a different brand came out with this color story, I might be all over it. Melt just doesn't have my attention like that. And I don't know what it is. I don't know. No, thank you. Next up, and this is our last one. This is simply Posh Cosmetics. So okay, let's back up. I saw their Cozy Cabin palette, I think is what it's called, launch over the holiday season, and I was intrigued. Okay, those seemed like my tones. My ears were perked, okay? Ended up not being able to get it. I was gonna get it and then I chickened out and then it sold out, and now they're not bringing it back until this holiday season, so I guess I'll wait. But then they came out with the Aurora palette, Aurora Lights. This one I feel like is so beautiful. I don't mind there being so many colors in their palettes, the 18 pans, simply because they have kind of the monochromatic idea going on. So yes, there's 18 colors, however, there's really only 6 shades happening, and we have a light and a dark of each and then a shimmer of each as well. And I really like that layout a lot. The Aurora Lights just seem so beautiful. I held off on getting that just because I was confused about what was happening with the Cozy Cabin situation, and I didn't want it to be like, you know, you buy it once and then it's gone forever. So I just kind of skipped out thinking that that was the case. Thankfully, they'll be restocking it. Next to Aurora Lights in this picture, Aurora Lights is the darker one. The brighter one, more summery, is called Citrus Punch, and this apparently launched last year and it just wasn't on my radar. But I am really in love with these tones, the brightness. They're kind of revamping it a little bit, so we'll see what that looks like when they re-release it. I plan on getting both of these, as well as the Coastal palette. They originally posted the Coastal palette. Oh my goodness. Did they delete it? Oh man. So, okay, I was gonna put up the little sneak peek that they posted of their newest palette that's launching, Coastal, but it seems like they deleted it since they'll be launching soon. The Coastal sneak peek that they had was a beautiful dusty blue matte, and I think there was another shade as well, but the dusty blue matte is really what I'm drooling over. And I'm really intrigued to see what that palette is going to look like. I'm definitely interested in it. We've just got to get to see the inside, have that order date available, and we'll go from there. The cover of Coastal is kind of like, it's giving me aquarium pond. You know, if you go to some aquariums, will have like a little touch tank with sea urchins or sea cucumbers and whatever. They're really shallow and they've got some rocks. That's kind of what the cover is giving me. So that kind of feels a little dirty to me, if I'm honest, instead of like the pristine blue, you know, different depths of blue waters or whatever. It feels a little bit dirtier, feels a little bit algae-like to me. So I'm very interested to see what the inside looks like, but I definitely plan on getting Aurora Lights and Citrus Punch whenever we have that launch date from them. But that's what we've got. I hope you enjoyed this style of video from me. I haven't done this before. I would like to keep doing it just to give more thoughts, commentary, because truly I love talking about makeup and I need more people to do that with, so why not all of you? If you have any recommendations or requests for this style of video, let me know. Again, I want to try to keep it indie as much as I can, but my favorite indie brands don't launch all that often, I guess, because, you know, you're not going to launch every month when you are a super tiny brand that still has to go into mass production. So let me know. I'm trying to figure this out. I hope you enjoyed the video though, and I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are, but I will see you next time. Bye.